It's time to see Pingo Clater, also known as XD Man, also known as Nicholas, and he's going up against Neblime. I don't know why I was so musical today, but I hope you guys appreciated that intro. I mean, at least it hits a little bit different than some of the other ones. We've got Pingo Clater, also known as Nicholas, also known as XD Man, also known as Aromavirus. He is in the top left. He is a Terran player, 50-50 apparently, and he is, well, it's 50-50 color guess right now. I'm really stalling on this one, because I haven't seen this color in a very long time. Pingo, what are you? Who are you? What's going on? Alice Blue? Maya Blue. Okay, that's the color. All right. Neblime is going to be the yellow Protoss in the bottom right. He's a little bit easier to guess. We got a Lattice coming for him. We got a Stockade coming for Mr. Pingalo. Is it Pingalo Clater? Is it Pingalo Clater? Is it Pingolo? Because that's how I typoed it in the little UI here. I'll fix that real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he seems to change his name very frequently, is all I will say. So hard to know. Hard to know what he's thinking, who he is. Yeah, I don't know. That's that's something for you guys to tell me about. He is from Peru, so the sense-making apparatus does not compute. Double Stockade for him. No gas being harvested just yet. He's feeling the Terran. He's feeling the Starcraft 1. I know he plays pretty, I would say like C rank, I think, in Starcraft 1, like Starcraft Remastered ladder. He's been around the block. He's definitely done his due diligence on a number of things. Ooh, You know what? This color could have also been cornflower blue, I just realized. All right, the stim pack is going to be good. And that will kill the Scribe. I'm not even really trying to keep it alive. I think he might be playing a little bit lackadaisical. He actually had started another Stockade, or another Lattice, but he's like, oh, wait, you're going triple Stockade? I'm going to make Grand Library. You know, he's probably going to teach him a lesson with Psionic Storm. Now, this is Apollo, a map by Biddy B. Definitely been in the rotation for a little bit. Protogo is God. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. You're saying that as you're getting heckled by a single air unit, though. And I did make that air unit. We worship by playing. C. Well, Neblime is hightailing it out of there with his Vassal. He doesn't get any worker kills, but that's all right. There's a lot of Mavericks. An awful lot of Mavericks. He's starting to harvest some Vespene. I'm impressed that a replay was sent to me between these two. Because, I mean, maybe Neblime's kind of going easy on him, you know? He doesn't typically do that. But I'm thinking between his lackadaisical sort of move with the Scribe and, you know, the fact that he didn't focus on killing that one Vassal. He is going the Grand Library for Cantavis. It's not like he's doing nothing. But right now, Pinga could just straightforward run him down with 12 Mavericks. And it would be a wrap. Oh, he's after him. He's after him. One of the things that definitely separates a good Terran player from a great Terran player, in my opinion, is good stim pack usage. You can see him running directly onto it. Gets it peppered down pretty nicely. 3 more hits would have done the trick. In fact, I feel like maybe if he had grabbed that third Maverick, he would have killed him. But he's moving out with the rest of them. Adding a couple of Hurricanes. They don't cost Vespene, unlike in StarCraft 1's, the Fire Bat equivalent, right? And Cantavis is out. Is it going to be enough? I do feel like he could do some really, really nasty damage here. Yeah, and when Neblime scouts that there's no army sitting at the ramp there, that's definitely going to be information for him. This is one of those things where if you just killed this earlier, it definitely would have assisted Pinga in moving across without issue. As of right now, we're all kind of gathered, huddled around the screen, wondering, Neblime, how are you going to deal with this throng of bio that's about to be sent directly up your ramp? The answer lies within the Psionic Storm. Where's the reaction? It's a little bit slow from Neblime, but he does get it right on. The Hurricanes are going to charge forward. Oh, look at this. He's completely ignoring the Cantavis and going after the Sims instead. Oh, they split, but there's a second Cantavis where that came from. He's going to need to go real well with the targeting here. Oh, look at that. Pinga takes his foot off the gas. He's back at home macroing. Now his army's going to be leveraged. The Scribes are going to be taken out. And yeah, I mean, Neblime, he kind of hoisted himself by his own petard here. He's going to even get some dead Scribes in the mix. 2 of them have already gone down. There's a third. It's not looking too hot for our Protoss second place runners-up. He just got run over. Entirely devastated by Pingalo Clater. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Dude, change your name. Got annihilated by it. Yes, destroy your own grand library. Tear down the strictures that have failed you. All right, well, he's down by a lot of workers. He's got an Atreus. He's got one Cantavis to his name. A lot of kills on that. Vassal goes down as well, and that will be a wrap. By the way, we had Fulcrums added with a couple of Cyclops. Okay, so maybe this is why the game was sent to me. Neville, I'm not GGing, of course, because even though he's very, very far behind, he doesn't know what Pingalo has behind it. I guess he knows that there's no Ministry landing over there, but his Vassal was idle for that whole time, I believe, so. I know what you're thinking. Chronogo, how could his Vassal be an idle? Those are two different units. Ha 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 ha. It would have been really good if Nablon was making a single idol from his lattice at the time. Well, next round of bio, mixed in with some Cyclops. This attack looks less threatening because of the fact that the Maverick count doesn't outstrip what it previously did, and we also don't have the presence of any Hurricanes to just kind of dive forward. That one Golem is going to go down, though. Good storm there, and he's just running right through it. That's going to soften him up quite nicely. Is he going to be able to break through this? I don't think the answer is yes, so... Well, Nebulum going to start rebuilding himself from a massive worker deficit. Slower expansion, of course. Clerics trying their best to heal everything up, but the storm will come. Not really a whole lot to speak of on the military front. He does have a single Covenant. He's making Eidolons. He's got double Vestry, which is maybe a bit of an overkill move, but if he adds, like, 3 or 4 more Stockades, it's probably fine. Just needs some more Hurricanes, I feel like. Capping his Ridge with the Sieve. Okay, we like to see that. We like to sieve that. Sieve is just another way to say filter. Hey, look, there's the idol. So if we say that we like to sieve that, we're also kind of saying that we like to filter that out into just the good stuff. And that's what Pingalo needs to do here. Adding a Watchdog. Okay. I guess that's not terrible. The one Eidolon. If he gets up to a nice Eidolon stack, it is going to be pretty difficult for the Cantavises to get as much value because they can just be sniped. Now, looking at it, right, it's 120 net vitality, and the Eidolon deals 15 damage. It doesn't have any armor pen, but the Cantavis doesn't have any armor. So, I think at that point you're talking about like 8 Eidolons one-shot the Cantavis. I'm pretty sure if my math is correct. So, that's something that you can look for breakpoints. Obviously, you can get 4 and then 2-shot them. Does require some execution. Similar styles to how, like, Protoss in Starcraft 1 would go for 4 Dragoons to kill a siege tank in a couple volleys, right? So, that kind of concept there. Oh, man, this army is very clump-heavy. And the storms stack in Cosmonarchy, so that's where the extra value the Cantavis can have. But I'm really impressed that Nebulum is moving out right now. Like, reasonably, he should just be swatted down. He has lost a lot of manifolds already as one Ecclesiast. So, he's not going to have much armor pen, not that that really factors in. The manifolds provide armor pen when they shoot. They kind of enchant the army around it. He's just kind of playing around this choke point, constantly moving back and forth. Albeit, there haven't been any lost Eidolons. It's mostly been chaff, although Cyclops are a little bit on the expensive side as far as chaff goes. But, if he could send some Hurricanes into this composition, he would definitely have a little bit more value because they would necessarily not be clumped up around underneath the storm. They would force that army to retreat. We don't have any coming up. We do have a Phalanx in production. That's definitely going to change the calculus a little bit. But, oh no, all of the units kind of clumped up together. I think that Eidolon is not going to be long for this world. Where's the focus fire? Turns out there isn't any. The nice spread here. Nebulum, of course, somehow turning it around. How else would it happen? But I still don't know if he's going to be able to just push through like this. I mean, he's certainly going to be in a scary position, but remember that Phalanx is out. I'm really surprised that Pingalo, he had all of that benefit, right? Good pull off the workers. He only loses 1, I guess 2, one of them making the anchor. But to the storms, he only lost 1. That's very nice. To the untrained eye, this looks like, how is the Terran losing this? Again, Pingalo had so much success with just building Hurricanes, just getting those in there. And that's not what he's doing anymore. Isn't that silly? Isn't that strange? I feel like that's strange. Well, Nebula, I'm thinking about taking a third base. We've got Kabbalists coming out of these rogue galleries. Some static defense, meager, but still there, warping in at the natural. We won't see it in this game, but shout out to Delta Catamus. I think I'm saying his name correctly. Remodeled the Matrix and the Simulacrum. We saw both of the old models here. I'm not going to say it's the last time you'll see those models because, well, A, I might show them up as factional units, but B, more importantly, we have a lot of casts to get through before we go to the current version of the game. So, you know, we'll be in the past for a little bit. Tier 2 on the way for Pingalo. Pingalo. Maybe that's how I'll say it. That sounds a bit more epic, right? Pingalo coming in for the flank. So he's got the phalanxes that are up and running here. It looks like he's going to be producing 2 of them a pop every now and then. Looks like he stims his Maverick just to get him to scout a little bit faster. Not an uncommon strategy. Sees where the army is. Good reaction time for Nebulheim that time, though, I will say. I was a bit harsh on him earlier, but you know. Just because I couldn't do what he's doing doesn't mean I can't also be like, yeah, you missed the spot. Isn't that my right as a caster? The triple Kabbalist, Rome, moving out, but we do have, well, we had a deployed Shaman for detection. Not going to happen right now. He needs to actually park those bad boys. One of them just kind of offered up, and there's the storm. Oh boy, that is going to be a rough time. Just clearing out a lot of the buyout. No deployment. The Kabbalists are going to get in for free. They will make a meal out of those phalanxes. It feels like, oh boy. Well, at the same time, he's losing a lot of the army at the front. The Eidolon somehow staying alive despite Storm. That's impressive. But the Kabbalists are starting to reveal themselves. And you know, the Atlas is going to finish just in time to provide detection around the main base. That's actually pretty big. Opportunity. Remember that the Shaman, when deployed, has that. But, oh, man, within range of the phalanxes, more units coming out. Somehow, Pingalo is doing a great job of riposting this attack. I am very impressed with that. Looks like he's already moving his Shaman up there, maybe thinking about deploying it, but now it's like, what harm can one Kabbalist do to me? Well, it turns out they can destroy your entire mineral line in a matter of minutes. No, he's got one Eidolon on the way. Zap. Zap. Oh, he's going after him. Oh, 2 tapped. You come at the sniper and he no-scopes you. That was actually a double-assisted no-scope. When do you see that in Counter-Strike? You don't. Cosmonarchy better. So, we have a good amount of workers on some of these positions. He's making an anvil. He's already got the Eidolons. Might as well start nuking. Call down the Morning Stars. At this point, though, it has to be said, Nebulheim recovering very well. Overtaking his opponent in worker count, adding Stargates. The one thing about the Exemplar is that you might be in a position with enough Eidolons to deal with this. Now look at this. The Watchdog is going to reveal the army. Oh, he catches some Cantavis moving through. That one's on very, very low health. Going to come back to the bridge and deploy it. This is his bridge now. And at least he will push that away, though. No, a sad Golem just got absolutely swatted. Got a couple of units kind of still moving around there, but that wounded Cantavis. I mean, if that comes into play later, and this Cantavis does damage or whatever, you know, we'll know that, like, oh, damn, he was 3 health. 3 health! Couple of parting shots, converting Vagrants into their ultimate destination. A Xenolith being added. This got reduced in the most recent update. The Xenolith now requires tier 4 instead. Maybe Nebulheim will show us what it's really made of, because right now he is bisected. His army separated from his main base. If he can just get that recall off. The problem is, it is a very scary thing to, you know, be building out in the middle of nowhere. You could just get it sniped, and then you're kind of out the cost of it. Big Cantavis time with the Storm. Juicy Storm. Absolutely worth it. Forcing his opponent back now. He can try to threaten the sort of crunch into the middle of the map, but the phalanx count's still very nice, and the Eidolons can still deal with these Exemplar given enough time, especially since you can't decloak them unless you get really close to them within 4 range. That's going to wipe most of the army. No recall available, really. Yeah, as of right now, I'm looking at it. I'm seeing the future. Pingalo, class 1. He's going to leapfrog, move forward. I mean, it's a sample size of 1, but so far he's looking pretty good. Remember, Pingalo did a really, really nice set of work versus people like the Shambler, some of the other like class 1 players. He did end up falling in the qualifiers, mostly because he never made his matches. If he could consistently show up, he'd be a pretty good player, I think. Oh, a couple of these Cantavises are going to get some value. The stimmed Mavericks charging forward to stop any decloaking from happening onto those Eidolons in the back. We got some more Mavericks coming in. The Witness is here to reveal, so that's going to help out a little bit. Nebulon not really focusing the right targets, it feels like. A lot of his Exemplar are very, very low, but the anti-air is a problem. We got multiple Goliaths coming in the production tab. We've got Mavericks waypointed down. That's about it. Still has that armed anvil. Could nuke the third base or something. But as of right now, those Eidolons need to be on there post-haste. That one Exemplar is going to end up getting sniped if Nebulon's not careful. Oh! The splatter! Couple Cantavis going down mid-storm. Not going to be able to get any value there. Still, Nebulon was able to get one Phalanx for his troubles. Now he's just kind of sniping individual Mavericks, but he is taking some damage. He's got to watch out for that. Another Witness being made by the Embassy. Wants to be able to scout what's behind this. You can see, oh, there was a bit of a pause. But you can see, like, as of right now, the Mavericks are going to stim forward. Is it going to be enough? The ground army still has to contend with the Phalanxes. He has sniped two of them down meanwhile, so Nebulon looking pretty good here. But those Mavericks are stimmed. Their DPS is working wonders. The Exemplar now trying to target down those Eidolons before the critical mass of anti-air can be deployed, and that is going to force a siege. A couple Goliaths are going to come on down, but I feel like they're too little too late at this point. Definitely need to pivot into those a little bit earlier. And Pingalo, he's got his third base mining. Nebulon setting up a fourth. Relatively even on the tech, relatively even on the income. Sentinels being added to that third base, not a bad idea, but you definitely need some kind of answer. And ideally, you use that Morningstar, even if you just start causing your opponent to think a little bit in a spooky way, right? Just like, oh, damn, what's happening? Now, he does have a Gorgon out, and the only thing that shoots up here are the Vagrants. So, I mean, obviously, Storm can hit air, but the Cantavis are going to have a hard time of it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, some of those were Watchdogs, actually, so not bad. Obviously, we just need, like, different construction steps for each structure, you know what I mean? So that they're fully different. But that's all right. That's something we can work on later. Double Captaincy, now adding Autocrats to the mix. Okay, he already knows about Reclaimers. Now, the Exemplar are going to swoop in from the side here. Okay. Nebulon, he's caught in an actual macro game versus his Peruvian Terran friend. Our Peruvian Terran friend, the one Gorgon on the rally, is going to be caught here. But at least it sees the army. It's not actually bad. It's incidental. I don't think it was intentional, but still very good. Adding more Watchdogs and Sentinels. But look at this. He's starting the Watchdog here, but it just gets swapped by all of those. Oh, man, the Exemplar. But don't worry. There's one Gorgon. One brave Gorgon will turn the tide. Kills that Watchdog. Kills a lot of Masons. And then the recall happens, of course. Of course. You dirty dog. He's got double Zenolith, actually. Does he have triple? Does he have a third one somewhere? No. Maybe he'll warp one in at the fourth base as well. Nebulon, very happy to use the Zenolith. Very happy. If the Watchdogs had been a little bit earlier, I don't really think that the Exemplar would have been able to get in to begin with. Kind of neutralizing the trouble before it begins. But as of right now, they can reinforce the army, and they are in a very, very nice position. Anti-air is here, though. The big army fight could be a real big deal. Unfortunately for Pingalo, he's losing a lot of ground to those storms. He needs to see if he can maybe turn some of those storms against each other, but the Autocrat just got slapped, I'm pretty sure. The Maverick stim forward to try to add a little bit of value, and the splash damage from the Madrigals is helping out versus the Exemplar, but after they fall to that salvo, it seems like the combined army just a little bit too good. Now, I will say the Phalanx count is still respectable to deal with the ground threats. The bigger problem is going to be how you deal with these Exemplar. Where are the air units that he was able to make? This is a time for Valkyries, my friend. Finally, a target that they can beat. Something they can't shoot back. Very OP, this unit. Actually, I'm not sure that the Exemplars were the main threat here. They end up being the main threat after all the ground army is cleared. But GG has to be called. Pingalo will concede. Pingalo, I keep forgetting how I'm telling myself to pronounce his name. Honestly, he should have won that game. Let's be real. If he just rounds up and says, I'm going to man this man down, and just charges him with a bunch of Hurricanes, he would have won fair and square, and it would have been glorious. It would have been a 10-minute game. I never would have seen it. So in some ways, I'm kind of glad that I did see it. But yeah, the key difference there, the key to the Exemplar's defeat, they can't shoot air units. And, you can also just go for something like, Goliath stacks, stuff like that if you want to be a surface-to-air man. But he had the tools. He just didn't know what they did. And that is the story of Pingaloclator. We will see him in the future. We will see him play some more games, I'm sure. Even if I just have to go through the replays that were submitted already and cast him in like 1 month from now as like a flashback thing or something. All right, GG's. We'll see you guys very soon for another cast for Cosmonarchy. Oh, and remember, we have a tournament coming. Sign up. Link in the description. Peace.